Happy Sunday, Instagram. We're talking about your question number 12 today. And Facebook, are you asking disempowering health questions that are sabotaging you? Because I have gone through your 150 one thing hormone questions and they were awesome. Thank you so much for sharing them. And we have been these past 2 weeks answering your most common questions. They were amazing. So we've answered them. Hey, Kay. And we're now wrapping up. We got through 11 of the questions. But what I wanted to say about a lot of the other questions is that some of them are disempowering. And we got into this conversation yesterday about what's an empowering question, what's a disempowering question. Hey there, I see Doreen also. And who's here on Facebook and YouTube? Give me a shout out in the comments, like this video, give me a hearts up so that the algorithm will show this video to other women who need to know about their health and hormones. All right, so we talked yesterday. It was a great conversation. One of my favorite social conversations I ever had on social media about asking empowering questions versus asking disempowering questions. And what's the difference? And a lot of the questions, when I was going through them yesterday, preparing for our talk today, were just frankly disempowering questions. And so they let me know that I need to talk today, which is the final day we're going to be doing everyday live. I will be coming weekly live. We needed to talk about empowering yourself with your health by asking empowering questions. So what do I mean by this? Well, if I ask, I wonder how I can get enough money to pay my rent at the end of the month or my mortgage. All I really am asking for is, universe, show me how to have enough money to pay my obligation for this month. What about a more empowering question might be, how could I buy my own house for cash next year or this or next year and not have a mortgage anymore or a rent payment? Wow, that's a really empowering question, because then your brain that is programmed to always trying to be figuring out how to make your life better, how to make you more safe, secure, happy, healthy. That's what its job is. It starts paying attention to things that could get you to your goal. So if you only ask, how can I pay my mortgage or my rent this month? Oh my gosh, right? Then your brain is only keyed in to looking for things. Oh, maybe I could get a little side job and make some extra money, right? Your brain is only looking for how to meet that goal. Whereas when you ask, how could I buy my house for cash this or next year and not have a mortgage or a rent payment, your brain is now going to work for you, looking for answers and possibilities. Not to mention that we are energy at our core. This physical meat and bones thing that you're sitting in right now is just an outpicturing of the energy that you actually are, that innervates you, that science has validated. And on a quantum physics level, subparticle level, which we all are, you create an energy that has that possibility of buying your own house for cash within this year or next year. And that energetically communicates with the other energies in the universe and starts drawing to you answers to that question. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I shared this story yesterday, which I think really speaks to it. I'm going to share it again. If you heard it yesterday, I'm sorry. It's one of my favorite just stories about the demonstration. I see some people on Facebook with eyeballs. Give me a shout out in the comments. Say, hey, I'm here. How are you? Let me know your name. So I went a few years back to do kind of a sabbatical, and I went to visit my cousin who lives in Hawaii. And he said, you can stay as long as you want. And when I get tired of you, I'll just let you know. So I kind of had in my head, I was going to stay 2 to 3 months. I wasn't sure. So I went out there And I wasn't planning to work for the next year. I was going to be off. So I really was on a strict budget. Okay. So I was staying in his house, didn't have rent payment or anything like that, which was nice. And I needed to get my hair done. So his wife said, "Oh, come with me to my hairdresser. He's amazing and her hair looks amazing." So I said, okay. So I went with her, but he's one of these high-end hairdressers in Hawaii. It's as expensive as New York to get your hair done. And so I said, okay, well, I'll just get my roots covered and that's it. But when I saw how good he was and all that he did, I started making a mental list. He looked at my hair and he's like, "Oh, your hair is way too dark for your coloring and you really need highlights and you would love a Brazilian blowout because I have naturally really curly hair that can get kind of wild and you could do that." And so he's telling me all these things and I'm like, yeah, and I'm looking at all the work he does and he's really good. And so in my head, I'm like, yeah, I want that, but it was going to be $500. Well, I'm on a budget. I'm not working for the next year. I can't just go blow $500 on my hair. So I asked an empowering question, y'all. What question did I ask? Some of you were here yesterday. Kay says, "Words are powerful. Whatever comes out of your mouth manifests. We have to watch what we say." Yes, you do. Everything is created twice. It's created first in your mind and your mouth, and then it's created externally. So if you're not liking the external, you got to change what's in your mind and mouth and ask empowering questions. So I asked an empowering question, and that question was, how can I get $500 worth of hair services for free? And I set that intention and asked that question. I don't know how I'm going to get $500 worth of hair services for free. How can I do that? That was my empowering question. And time went on and nothing presented itself. But I just went about my business knowing that I was getting this hair service for free. We were in there a couple times, I think, getting our roots done. I think I went with her one time. And the hairdresser and his partner were actually friends with my cousin and his wife. So they used to have a social thing every Friday night. So I would see them and talk with them. Never said anything to him about, can I get $500 worth of hair services for free? Never mentioned it, never said anything about it, just enjoyed his company. And then one day when we were in there, one of his clients brought in the cutest puppy probably I've ever seen. It was a golden doodle and she was, oh my gosh, this little fur ball and just ball of joy and energy. And he had agreed to adopt this dog. I guess she had a litter and she had 2 left. So he said, "I'll take one." So she brought it when we were there and I was in love with this puppy. Of course, I held the puppy the whole time we were in there. And this actually was, I think it might've been the first or second time that we were there. So I go about my business. I ended up staying 3 months and I think we were right after 2 months and still nothing. So we go in his shop and I'm waiting while she's getting her hair done. Hey, Beverly. And, he's complaining to my cousin's wife while she's in the chair getting her hair done. "Oh my gosh, I know we were going to Vegas, next week." So they had planned to go on this vacation, all the 4 of them, the 2 couples. And, but I'm not going to be able to go because, I have that puppy and I had someone to take care of her, but they canceled and I don't have anyone to take care of her. They won't take her at a kennel because she's not potty trained and they say they can't handle it. And I don't want to put any of my friends in that position because she's not potty trained. Who wants to take care of a 2 to 3 month old puppy who's not potty trained? Nobody. So they were both lamenting, "Oh, that's terrible." And I'm thinking, I would pay to take care of a puppy and potty train a puppy. I am a dog lover. I've had dogs my whole life. I love to crate train a puppy on how to, pee outside. And so I, not even thinking anything about my intention and question, I just turned around and I said, "Oh, I'll take care of her. Are you kidding me? I'm here. I'm not doing anything. I would love to take care of her. And he said, really? You want to take care of a little puppy that's not potty trained? She gets up in the middle of the night crying and she wants you to hold her all the time. And I said, yep, that's me. I specialize in that. He said, oh, that's amazing. And so, and I didn't even tell this part of the story yesterday. So I'm going to add this part that was even super amazing. He said, I will give you $150 of hair services for free if you will do that. Would that be okay? And I said, that would be amazing. So he actually had two dogs. He had the little puppy, and then he had this older German Shepherd. And she was really old, blind, incontinent, a mess, really old dog. So I took care of the dogs while they were away. And unfortunately, the one who was incontinent was really more of a handful than the puppy. The puppy would listen to me and she would go outside to pee instead of in the crate. And when they got back and he learned about how difficult she was, he said, you know what? I'm going to give you $500 worth of hair services for free. And I never said anything to him about it. And it was like amazing. So I got everything done. So my question is, yes, it worked out for me. Nice exchange. Y'all are asking disempowering questions about your health. So many people on that one question hormone survey were asking questions like, how can I just sleep through the night? How can I stop these hot flashes? How can I just lose 30 pounds? How can I just? And anytime you're saying, how can I just, and whatever you want to put after that, when it comes to your health, that is a disempowering question. And it really speaks to that mainstream medicine has offered you disempowering options and answers for your health, because all it's about is, well, how can I just sleep through the night? You can just take this pill that will knock you out. But it doesn't mean that that's in your best interest for your overall health. You can ask, how can I just want to lose 30 pounds so I can get in those jeans that I wore a couple years ago, when you really need to lose 60 pounds? That's disempowering, because if you don't get to your ideal body weight, you're at increased risk for health problems, heart disease, strokes, all the things, premature death, cancers, our healthcare expenditures. If we are just 10% over our ideal body weight, are up to $1,500 a year higher than if we're at our ideal body weight. So how empowering is it to lose 30 pounds when you need to lose 60? It's not. So stop asking disempowering questions about your health and start asking empowering questions. And somebody asked yesterday, what's an empowering question? Which I love that question. That in itself is an empowering question. So it's about what you think about what would be the ideal outcome that I would love in this situation. So when it comes to your health, what would you love with your health? Do you really want to stay on 3 prescription medications, but you just want to sleep through the night? And that's okay with you? I find that we women, once we hit midlife, 40, 50, 60, we never have one health concern. We have multiple health concerns, and they keep multiplying by the year. But, back when I weighed 243 pounds and I had fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, gastritis, irritable bowel, hair loss, no libido, like the whole list, all I said is, I just want to lose the weight. Literally, that was my question that I asked. I just want to lose the weight. I don't care about all these other things. And I find that's often true for the weight issues, because there's a lot of shame associated with it, because people can see it, or people can't see our other health dysfunctions necessarily. And also, I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. So how disempowering was that? So what the universe kept bringing me was, diet and exercise programs, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, diet pills, work out at the gym like crazy, which are all disempowering because once you hit 40, it's not only about calories in minus calories out. We've been talking about that the past 2 weeks. If you don't know that, you need to look at the videos on Facebook or Instagram from the past 2 weeks because we have gone over that in detail. It is after you're 40, it's not about that. Your calories are uncoupled from your weight and your energy by your hormones. Your hormones just come in and go, doot. So you can diet all you want, exercise all you want. You're not going to get to your ideal body weight. That's why 60% of us are overweight or obese by the time we are 50. And our doctors aren't giving us the answers. We've been talking about that too. So that was the disempowering question I was asking. And it wasn't until I finally had knocked my head into so many walls and tried so many different programs that didn't work that I finally gave up and I really surrendered. And I said, I obviously can't find the answer, don't have the answer. I give up. I give up on trying to lose the weight. I just want to be healthy. I just want to be healthy. Became the question that I asked. That was my empowering question. How can I be healthy from the inside out? That was what opened me to the universe, bringing to my attention root cause resolution, hormone balancing, detoxification, all the things that finally worked, that recoupled my calories to my energy and my weight so I could lose the weight, regain my energy, sex drive, hair, all the things. And so that's what I do with women. But I want you to learn to ask empowering questions, not how can I just sleep through the night and wake up, right? But how can I have such great, and then the answer is a pill, but how can I have such great health and hormone balance that I fall asleep naturally, sleep all night, and wake up feeling rested and have energy throughout the day? What? That's an empowering question. Who wouldn't want that, right? We all want that, and we all deserve that. So an empowering question is, I find that when I work with women and I first ask them if weight is one of their concerns, what would you like to weigh? They tell me what they think they can weigh because they have a belief that it's going to take a lot of starvation and hard work and deprivation to get there. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Answer me, Monique, Sarah, Doc, Barbie, Kay, bunch of you here. Tell me. And Stacy's over here, and Beverly. That's what you think it's going to take. So women in their head are calculating, I weigh 180 pounds. I think I'm going to have to go through deprivation and hard work at the gym. And I think that I might be able to make it to 160, but I weighed 140 in college when I was 20, but I can't weigh that again. So they tell me 160. And I'm like, reality check. What did you weigh when you were in college? Oh, I weighed 140, but I can't weigh that again. Well, why not? You can weigh that again when you address the reason why you're overweight and you let go of the hard tactics that don't work. And you hit the easy button. Y'all know the easy button. And the easy button is hormone balance because it recouples your intake and your output, how many calories you eat and how much exercise you do. It recouples them so that when you actually do follow an eating regimen or do work out, it registers with your weight. But when I lost 100 pounds, I didn't exercise because I couldn't exercise. I had chronic fatigue syndrome, which is a flatline cortisol, which is a whole other topic for another time. So all I did was basically sleep and work. I couldn't exercise. I was too tired. So that is not a part of what I recommend initially. I recommend women balance their hormones. And when you start doing that, the weight starts coming off even without exercise. Exercise is like icing on the cake. So what empowering questions, I want you guys to give me some examples of empowering questions that you are going to ask within the next week about your health that are going to get you more empowering answers. So I want you to look at all the things that are bothering you with your health. I find with us after 40, it's never one thing. That's the other issue that is disempowering. We don't ask for the help that we need because we minimize it and say, well, it's just this one thing. But I find when I do a comprehensive questionnaire with women, it's never one thing. And the reason why you can't find the answers if you're only focused on this one thing, how do I fix this psoriasis rash that I keep getting on my scalp? That's my only concern. What do I need to do for that? I get these kinds of questions all the time. What do I need to do for the migraine headaches that I just keep getting? What do I need to do, right, for just this? But the problem is, if you don't ask the empowering question about how I can heal all the things that are bothering me, all the symptoms that I have, you are selling yourself short and disempowering yourself because your brain isn't going to work and the universe isn't going to work to bring the solutions to you that will solve your issues. All of your health problems are related to each other. I'm going to say that again. All of the symptoms that you have, your weight, your irritable bowel, your hair loss, your I don't ever want to have sex again, they're all related to each other. And I know that you haven't been taught that by mainstream medicine. You're taught that they're all separate. No, my neurologic problems, my memory, my migraines, that's a neurologic problem that the neurologist takes care of. That's not related to my irritable bowel and gastritis and reflux. That's a gastroenterological problem that the GI doctor takes care of. That's not related to my female problem, my period problem. That's a gynecologic problem. We are taught that all these problems are separate and discrete and they're not related. That's not true. Okay, they're all related to each other. Your body functions like a city. When the Twin Towers in New York City were attacked, do you think that it affected the entire island of Manhattan? It sure did. And that's how your body functions. So you have to go in and restore functionality to all the systems, that your hormonal system, the toxicity issues going on. The root causes, we go down in the roots and it goes up the trunk to the leaves and branches, and those are all your symptoms, to heal them. So that's an empowering question. Do you guys get what I'm saying? What are some empowering questions that you're going to start asking about your health? What would be, Stacy, Beverly, I see Sheila's here, Kate, I see Linda, Monique, Sarah, a bunch of you guys here. What is an empowering question you're going to start asking about your health this week that might get you some better results? What would that be? What would be some of the solutions that you want to have for your life so that 2021 can look like, you know, so that at the end of the new year, this year, you say, wow, 2021 was one of the best years of my life because what happened, right? I would create the empowering question backwards. So start with that. What would it take? What would have to have happened for you to get to the New Year's and look back on 2021 and say, that was one of the best years of my life because what happened? And then work it back from there to start saying the empowering questions that you need to ask around your health. What would it be? I would love to know. So post in the chat and we will and we'll talk about it. I see, Cynthia, you're requesting to be in, but I am actually jumping off in a few minutes. So if you want, did you want to share? Let's see. View request. Okay, let's try. I do have to hop off at 1:30. So it says that you're joining. Did you want to join or you hit that accidentally?
No, sorry. That was a total mistake.
Oh, okay. All right. I think you have to exit. That's hilarious.
Okay, let's see how I do that. Okay, bye.
All right. So I'm not seeing empowering questions, but I will leave you with this. To ask empowering questions of yourself. I will tell you this, that nothing much happens at midlife for us ladies if our hormones aren't balanced when it comes to our health. All healing of all systems starts with hormone balance. So healing your migraines, healing your irritable bowel, healing all your weight problems, all those things. It starts with hormone balance. Hormones are the communicators in your body. And without communication, healthy communication in any system, it falls apart. That's why when the teacher's out sick and there's a substitute teacher with no lesson plan, the kids are throwing spitballs and playing tag. When there's no communication, systems break down, and that's what's happening in your body. So whatever health problems you're having at midlife, that's what's going on, and it starts by fixing hormones. We are wrapping up enrollment for the Hormone Balance Mastermind today because it's starting this week, and we have one spot left. I would love to have you in it if you think it could help you, and there's a link in my bio and Instagram and pinned to the top of the page at Facebook. If you want to read about it and find out more and fill out an application. But you would need to do it pronto because, like I said, our enrollment ends today at 6 p.m. Eastern. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for telling me your one thing hormone question on the survey. I so appreciate it. I won't be live every day now, but I'm going to go to once weekly at 1 o'clock, but it'll probably be on Thursdays, but stay tuned for the exact date and time. I will post it. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Sunday. Many blessings. Bye-bye.